Okay, this is straight up on Impost, yeah. Let me Impost stream. Let me make sure the mic is on. Let me make sure I can hear myself, that y'all can hear me. This is crazy. How come nobody really talking about this? Hold on. Okay. Let me do a screen share. I'm just gonna go into this. Cause hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me do the screen share. Okay, I can hear myself. It's all good. Well, yeah, I haven't paid for the StreamYard services, so I'm just using up the free time. But they do still allow for me to share. Okay, now I'm not familiar with this channel. Taylor House Publishing. I just seen this video. Being that I watch a lot of kind of news related content on this channel here. Yeah. All right. So this was shared. The channel that's sharing this, and I'll make sure to post the link in all fairness, sharing the commentary in this video clip. It's Taylor House Publishing. Let me just put the link in all fairness to the brother's channel. I'm not familiar with this channel, so I don't know whether or not to yet say subscribe. I'm just not familiar with the channel. I just caught this video, and let me share what he is sharing here. Okay, fair use, fair use, fair use. Okay. All right. 3 white girls did this to their quote unquote black friend. Now, this was just uploaded August 6, 2026. So I'm assuming that this happened recently. I haven't looked into it. I've just seen these 2 videos and I jumped up in here totally on impulse. Y'all know how I am. See, this is why I try to avoid clicking into this stuff. But I got curious. Like what did they do? What now? Now we just talking about the whole thing, with Carmelo Anthony and Nolan Wells and all. So I'm like, hey, cynical one. I'm like, what is this? So hold on. Okay, calm down. All right, so I'm gonna let you know right now. This might be a little disturbing. What you're gonna see right here, what's being shared. Do I speed it up? I'm just gonna play as is. I'm just gonna play as is. This is Taylor House Publishing Channel that's sharing this and giving the commentary. So let me just go ahead and play.
Peace and blessings. All praises due to the Most High. And what you're looking at is a still shot of a video I'm about to play where 3 white girls violently attack, berate, threaten to kill, and beat a young black girl while she is trapped in the room. And once again, these individuals had the audacity to record it.
What?
Which makes it even worse. And once again, there is a video out there. The video, some would say it's triggering, but I'm going to let you be the judge of that. If YouTube allows me to play it, if not, we're going to have to blur it out and you'll just have to find it on your own. But before I play the video, let me give you a little backstory on what the people are saying about this racist beating, in my opinion. And here, Kiara Niera, and I think this was in Michigan, says, trigger warning, 3 white girls allegedly invite a black girl over, intentionally get her blackout drunk to assault her while recording. We were now able to find all 3 girls, the victim, and the city this happened in. It has been reported to the local authorities. This video is horrifying. We see the young lady laying down on the bed, clearly out of it, while 2 of the white girls taunt and assault her. One of them punches her before pushing the covers over her body, then jumping on her. The other also hits her in the head, pulls her by her hair, and can be heard in the beginning saying, "Where should we hide the body?"
I'm telling you right now, I just typed in the name because I'm like, now this gotta be, yeah, because this is my first time hearing this. I haven't even listened to these videos all the way through. Yeah, so I'm typing in the name right now as he's talking. Hold on, okay. Because even before I finish this, I'm seeing this down here. I'm looking with my husband, I'm seeing this. You see, scrolling down here, I see this, and I'm like, woman playing cop kills random guy from the Law and Crime Network. This is a month ago. So I click into that, like, nah, I'm like, look at my husband, like, okay, anyways, let me finish playing this one at a time, one at a time. Y'all see, I'm responding on impulse, I'm responding impulsively, and my emotions are kind of stirred up, so y'all gotta excuse me.
The victim is screeching out in pain, and they're laughing and taunting her. When I saw this, I was immediately mad. The person who posted this video captioned it Trailer Park Chronicles, and the comments were mostly people making jokes as if this is funny. There's nothing funny about this. They didn't include identifying information about the location, but I was able to find out one of the assailants' Instagram. Her name is Riley Blackwell. One commenter on the original post stated the other assailants are Daphne Ordaway and Brooklyn Morans. I have unable to confirm these claims, but quotation marks, those claims have been confirmed. The assailants referred to the victim as Audrey in the video, and I also saw someone in the comments claim the victim has epilepsy and mental deficits and has been.
Oh my goodness! Now you know that I am a, that that's the neurological disorder that I've been dealing with since I was a child. But epilepsy, that is. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Unable to advocate for herself. And they go on to say, blast this everywhere. So we have Riley, Daphne, and Brooklyn all beating up on a physically sick girl with epilepsy and also mentally ill girl with mental disease. Now, also, the victim has got wind of the video, and she has made a post which she pretty much goes into detail about what happened. But before I read her post to you, just check out the video.
What you gonna do, Audrey? No, I'm really about to kill this bitch. What you gonna do?
Again, this is disturbing, y'all. So I'm letting you know right now. This is some disturbing right here.
Now, where can we hide the body at? That ass. Also, what is you finna do?
Oh my God, Abraham.
You try to leave this house, bitch, and I'm gonna drag you by your hair, bitch. Audrey, talk all that shit that you was talking over the phone. Talk it out. Talk. Bitch, shut up. Shut the fuck. No, because this bitch, I want her to fight for me. I want her to fight. Bitch, shut your mouth. Shut up.
This is real.
So all my little black boys and girls who think it's okay to be the only one in the crowd, when the liquor, the D-rugs, and the pills kick in, this is what you are liable to get.
Did y'all see this? Did y'all see it? This is ridiculous. This is crazy. I'm just gonna this is crazy. Okay. So she has a statement here, the person who was the victim who was on the bed. Hey everyone, I'm Aubrey. I'm the girl who got beat. I'm doing okay now. I did get rushed to the hospital after that incident with a blood alcohol level of 3 times the legal limit. Police, in fact, did show up to that apartment. I guess when I got stable in the hospital, the nurses said I went to Riley's neighbor at her apartment and knocked, and the neighbors called the ambulance. I had a swollen eye and had a scrape on my face. I had a goose egg on the side of my head. I had rug marks on my waist from when they dragged me upstairs. I do have epilepsy, so that amount of alcohol could have been fatal, or I could have had a stroke. I did have a seizure in the hospital. Oh man, y'all, I'm about to cry. from being hit in my head. I suffered mentally, physically, and emotionally that night. They know how I am on alcohol. They know my body. Yeah, that's why, yeah, me myself being. But anyways, they know how I am on alcohol. They know how my body don't do well with alcohol, which is why they waited for me to be completely intoxicated before they attacked me. But overall, I'm doing okay. A day after that incident, I did take a pregnancy test, which came up positive. Oh my goodness. Wait, what? What? Which came up positive. I did, in fact, welcome a baby girl 2 weeks ago, and she has changed my life and the way I go about things. I no longer drink. Understand, I didn't even watch this video past the because I saw this other video on the side here. So I didn't this is my first time reading this. I got to listen to and watch the rest of this video. I did, in fact, welcome a baby girl 2 weeks ago, and she has changed my life in the way I go about things. I no longer drink. My baby saved me from self-destruction, and I'm speaking to my counselor tomorrow to hopefully help. Oh, I guess they meant TO. To help, hopefully help me pursue charges, because they did almost take my life that day. I was completely almost unconscious. The nurses told my grandma. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed I let myself get to that point, but I completely changed, and I'm no longer speaking to them. The day I speak to their faces will be in court. That incident happened back in November, because I didn't remember the fight. So she was pregnant at that time. I didn't pursue with charges because it would have been hard to get them in trouble if I couldn't remember anything. But with the video, I have all the proof I need. And my counselor said, even though it was 9 months ago, I could still carry out with them getting to be held accountable. So that is what I'm definitely going to do. Wow. Do y'all see this shit? I mean, did y'all? This is hella triggering. And I don't give a damn if she was talking ish. This is hella triggering. This is real triggering. And yeah, the thing is, I haven't listened to the rest of this video. I didn't even get to this point because I had noticed down here. Now I was like, look at my husband. I'm like, now what the hell is this? Okay, from Law and Crime Network, woman playing cop kills random guy. Yeah, because I was scrolling down to look into the comments, and I see this over here. So I'm like, don't let me guess. I said, don't tell me that this is a black person. And it just happened to be, a white woman. So I click into the video, and let's play some of this here. But I'm going to speed this up. Hold on. This is from Law and Crime Network. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Fair use. Law and Crime Network. Now, this was uploaded a month ago. Or rather, June, a little over a month ago, June 21st, 2026. Woman playing cop unalives random guy or kills a random guy. All right. And I'll also put the link in all fairness. So y'all want to. Now, I have not listened to this full bit video at all. Soon as I saw the victim, I said, oh, hell no. And I'm just.
She thought she was stopping a hit-and-run driver.
And I'm catching up.
Now, understand. This is my first time. I've not. Oh, gosh. It says I'm reconnected. Really? Can y'all hear me? It says chat disconnected. I'm seeing it says chat disconnected. Please press 1 if anybody's in the chat room at this time and can hear me. I'd appreciate it because it says, okay. Okay, I'm assuming that it's up. I'm assuming that it's on. Okay. All right. Yeah, so let me share this then. Okay, it stopped raining, but thundering and all that, which messed up my last live stream, but this should be okay. But let me play this. I got it sped up just a little bit.
She thought she was stopping a hit-and-run driver.
And I'm catching up to him right now. Okay, ma'am, we actually do not want you to chase him. He is drunk. I'm sorry that I'm here to tell you I'm not going to follow him.
When she takes matters.
So she's being told by the dispatcher to not follow him, just like George Zimmerman, to not follow him. But she chooses, she wants to play cop.
He is drunk. I'm sorry that I'm here to tell you I'm not going to follow him.
When she takes matters into her own hands, it comes at a deadly cost.
Oh my God! I didn't have my finger on the trigger.
Was this a good Samaritan trying to stop a dangerous driver?
So he's pulling and he's fighting, and that's when I put my finger on the trigger.
Or was a beloved grandfather murdered in self-appointed justice?
I'll stop right here. I haven't even, now understand, I don't really have pity for drunk drivers, especially when I consider that that's the number one cause. Well, I remember years ago, I don't know if that's still true. Goodness gracious, look at here, all on another black woman found. See, this is, I can't. It like, you just look to the side. Well, what's this about? I can't even, I'm not even going to click into that. I'm not even going to click into whatever this is. Now, I remember learning years ago that, such accidents like cases of drunk driving is the number one cause of death in children. I don't know if that's still the case, but so it's very hard for me to feel for people, especially after all that we've learned over the years, who get behind the wheel intoxicated. And come on, especially, us being older, and we remember the era when they really start talking about, drunk driving. And because I remember I was really messed up a case in I believe it was the late 80s, and it was a school bus of kids. These were white kids, actually. They were like coming from a field trip, or it had made headlines in the late 80s. And I always took that very, very seriously. And also I lost a guy. It was a biracial guy I was talking to when I was a teenager. Well, that wasn't necessarily the case of drunk driving. The person he was with, they were speeding. And but yeah, hey Drea Lay, how you doing, sis? Cynical one. Yeah, so don't get me wrong, I do take it seriously, people driving intoxicated. We should, especially with all that we know right now, stuff that could have been prevented. I do want people to take it serious. Like, should I see them on the same level as a person who is an intentional, murderer? I shouldn't see them that way, but I want those who get behind the wheel to see it like that. Do you understand? Especially with all that we know. I don't know if y'all remember, but if you're old enough, or if you remember, it was it was all these, it caught fire, the school bus. And I remember that was just horrific. And I've always taken that very, very seriously, with driving intoxicated. After I remember that incident really was real devastating. It was in the news, and they were like coming from a field trip, I believe. And it was because of a drunk driver. And I'm from that era. I'm from that city. I was a teenager. I was a preteen and teenager in that era, late 80s, where, you had all the, don't drive. I remember Stevie Wonder had the song Don't Drive Drunk. So there was a lot of awareness that had been brought by that time, by the late 80s. There was a lot of awareness and attention being brought to driving intoxicated, or drunk driving. And, you had the MAD was formed, Moms Against Drunk Driving. So I'm only telling you this to let you know that I am it's hard for me to really have sympathy for those who are driving drunk. Regardless. So understand, I have not really listened to this video beyond this point. I stopped right here when I saw this man, him being referred to as a grandfather. I stopped right here. I said, oh, hell no. Yeah, you remember MAD? Yeah, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I think it was started by Mothers, one in particular, who lost her child. You know, it was a white woman who lost her child to drunk driving. So I do take that seriously. But you have some of these people who they want to play like they're Charles Bronson or Clint Eastwood. They want to take law into their own hands, and they're just eager. They are just eager to pull the trigger, and you know, and this ain't about. And you know what's up in the case of Zimmerman, like what they want. Well, like I said, a lot of people don't know. And with Trayvon Martin, he had got into it where his woman had like put him out. Zimmerman's woman, even though she stood by his side in court. But if you dig into it and you learn about it, that's why I had to do all the videos I did to bring to y'all attention the information that they weren't really sharing. He had got into it with his woman. You know, the woman they ended up breaking up. He ended up like attacking her and her dad after the trial. Okay, but she stood by his side knowing, that's why I can't feel sorry for her, knowing the state of mind he was in when Trayvon Martin was taken out. He was looking for somebody. He was looking for a picnic, if you will. So I had stopped right here. Now I may come back later. I don't know the circumstances. It says here, Hannah Payne, 21, witnessed a car accident in Clayton County, Georgia on May 7, 2019, and chased down 62-year-old Kenneth Herring, who may have been suffering a diabetic emergency. Now, this is my first time learning about this. This is my first time reading this. I stopped the video right here. She blocked his truck, confronted him with a gun, and shot him in the stomach. You know what? This does sound... Hold on. I think I do know about this. I think I did hear something. I think in YouTube or something. Herring died. I think I do remember because the whole diabetes thing, this is coming back to me. In 2023, Payne was convicted of felony murder. Get the full story on this episode. I think I did hear about this on female criminals with long crimes in Elizabeth. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm reading the unnecessary. The classic. So all I gotta do is look in the comments. The classic, I was scared, so I followed the person I'm supposedly scared of technique. A Karen with a firearm, nothing more dangerous. They said that woman was 20 years old here. I think I do remember this. Because I do recall something about a man actually having diabetes. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So this, yeah, they just doing, okay, they're just talking about this a month ago. Okay, but this actually happened in 2019. Yeah, I do think I recall this because at that time I may have still been paying attention to these news reports. Whereas now I find myself trying to avoid it because I'm like seeing something over here, something else about a young, what appears to be a young black female being lynched or something, or being hanging from a tree. I can't. Child molestation, goodness gracious. But you know, now, okay, what was the case with the man? I didn't, that was another one that I didn't really look into. Because around that time I said I was going to stop clicking into some of these reports. Yeah, there was something not that long ago I wish I hadn't clicked into. But the whole case that made, yeah, and people were asking me to speak on it, and that's when I explained why I'm not really speaking on it, and I had to be honest in saying I didn't follow the case, where it was like a, yeah, and I did a video, I did a live stream. It was a case where a white woman, and it was black man, he was eating ice cream or something, and she went into his apartment, I believe, and unalived him a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's when I first explained to people, because they were coming to me at that time asking, you know, what do you have to say about this? And that's when I had explained, that's when I had first explained that, you know, I'm really trying not to cover these reports anymore, or even look into them, because it's just too much. But yeah, but what I did say, it just goes to show that you have these white females who have the potential even these old ones, to be like yeah, what was that with that Perfect Neighbor? Now I did watch that on Netflix, that or the worst neighbor or the Perfect Neighbor. I talked about that in a YouTube short. Watched that with my husband, where they just basically showed the footage, and this evil. I feel that woman seriously was more evil even than Zimmerman. And the reason I say that, she knew she wanted to make them children. She knew she wanted it. Her taking out that black mother, that was more about her. She wanted to make them children pay. And what's one of the worst ways you can make a child pay? Take away their mommy. That's why I think, when I think about them Disney movies, always having a parent take out their mommy or daddy. That's that's what Disney does, always trying to traumatize children by having, like with the film Bambi. And see that this is where the programming start first through traumatizing. Yeah, that woman knew that. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to hold back using profanity, but she knew what she was doing. When you watch that documentary, what was so okay? This was in, what was this? Ocala, Florida. And I remember watching it, and this was just this was like what, 2022 that this happened? 2022. This is well after kids got these smartphones, but these kids, they showed kids outside playing, and they were kids of different races playing happily outside. And they said sometimes, what was said, I had learned that black mother that was taken out, that she would sometimes be like a coach. They would be playing sometimes tackle ball in the field. And that was just so nice to see that children outside playing. Something that, many of us ain't seen in a while. Kids outside playing like how we used to play. You know what I'm saying? Like how our generations used to be outside playing. And that was nice. And also, yeah, I'm not going to lie. It was nice seeing children of different backgrounds playing. Different, hearing kids. And even the cops was like, well, even the police officers, she kept calling. They were like, well, I'd rather hear kids outside screaming, having fun and playing. But she was, and to find out that she had her own nephew. But that woman was filled with demons. I don't know if y'all saw that, but when the cop came to her door, she didn't know it was the cops, and the way her voice was changed, almost like it was a demon in her or something. She knew that she was gonna make them kids pay. I'm gonna make them pay. I'm gonna take out your mama. That just go to show you can have women who could be just as vicious and evil. No motherly instinct whatsoever. No sisterly instinct whatsoever. Or they want to play poor woman when it's only them being. They ain't got, just like something I'm witnessing around here. Right, exactly. They want to try. I was in my 30s when I finally saw Bambi. Disney Bambi for the first time. That had me so sad. Run, Bambi, run. I can't even imagine when children saw that for the first time. I'm in my 30s seeing Bambi for the first time. That had me seriously sad. I see what people saying. I remember we took, with my nieces to see The Lion King. Now, it's interesting with The Lion King, where you have a black cast, a predominantly black cast, it's the father that's taken out. It's the father, Mufasa, who's taken out. But yeah, Disney known for these films separating Dumbo, separating the mom from the child, or the mom is killed off, Finding Nemo. How many films that would they Land Before Time? How many films they've had? But I noticed when it's more black voice actors, like the Frog Princess, it's the father that dies. Have you not noticed that? But yeah, with the whole case, I forgot the person where it was a white woman, a black man was eating ice cream or something. It was a couple of years ago. Now I said, when people were asking me years ago, I did not talk about that. And I said, understand, I'm not really trying to look all into that, but I'm going to just tell you this. This just shows that you got these Karens. They want a piece of the action. We don't want it to just be the men. We want fair, equal rights. We want to show that we can also take out a life and get away with it. And be so-called vigilantes. They're itching to take they're sick. They're itching to take somebody out. They're itching. They're itching to pull the trigger. She had an opportunity. She didn't see an old man. But like it said in the scriptures, have no regard. That's how they're going to be. Are we going to be taken captive? A nation have no regard for the young or the old. Ain't that what it said in Deuteronomy? Now, she didn't care that this was an older black man. Yeah, when you yearning. See, despite my feelings on white people, I still don't, would have rather not the Austin Metcalf person be unalived. I'm not calling, I'm not necessarily saying that. Of course, I don't agree with him being sentenced to 35 years. I just do wish that it would have happened because I do still regard human life. That's just, especially if it's somebody under 18 or can be considered a child. Unless I know that they are purposely trying to unalive somebody themselves. But no, they'll feel like, because this person had their middle finger up, they deserve to. I can't fail for a criminal. Trayvon Martin was suspended for smoking weed. That's in school, smoking in the boys' room. Does he deserve for his whole life and future to be snuffed out? I don't know. I never understood when I used to see them. Hold on. No, I'm not gonna show the image. Well, yeah, okay. Hold on. Just to give you an idea. Y'all know who Ruben. Are you familiar with Ruben Stacy? Now, this man here, it was a young man. He was a very young man. This is 1935. Florida. And there's a man here lynched. He was a young man. He was, a traveling worker. And he just stopped by, for some food, was hungry. White woman overreacted. And they ended up lynching him. They would do this stuff, lynching him, and they would go see these lynch bodies and they Sunday best. And you see the little girl here smiling. Even if the person was a criminal. I remember when it was found that it was a dead body in the building we lived in Milwaukee that was found. There's no way, little girl, I would have been horrified. Even if that person was a straight up criminal that was lynched. Just the idea of a dead body, it's just that, but they just standing there smiling. The little girl just standing there. What did this girl grow up to be? This is 1935. She was around the same age as my grandmama. She was around the same age. Maybe she's a little, year or two older. Around the same age as my grandmama at that time. But she's smiling. And guess what? And my grandmama, as a kid, had to literally work in graveyard. My grandmama. literally. I don't know exactly what age she started, but I know she was under 18. But I'm just saying, you got to be desensitized. Like, what the hell? These are the things I just could not understand. That it need to be the women just standing there, they be in their Sunday best. Had them take off days of school so that they could see a lynch body. I don't care, even if it was a white, just the idea of just a dead body or somebody, it would be traumatizing. But see, when you at a point where you desensitized like that, for all we know, that little girl might still be alive. That woman might still be alive. You got to be cold as so. Yeah, yeah. I remember when Michael Jackson was talking about old children don't lie. Yes, the hell they can. He had to find out the hard way with that Gavin RV. So, and they said people staff that was working for Michael Jackson, they said they was warning him about him and his mama, and how they said that boy, the Gavin, the second accuser, they said that boy and his brother, one of the staff members, like I guess a chef or some, she said how that boy had like pulled a knife on, saying how bad they was, him and his brother. Yeah, him and his mama was using his cancer, scamming people out of money. Who's GC? Oh, yeah, George Zimmerman. He had a collage of mug shots. Okay, they said that he had got fired. George Zimmerman. They had hired him as like a bodyguard, like for parties or something, and he got fired for his aggressive manner. They say he took a woman and like straight through her body, literally, and he had to get fired. But they kept protecting him, because his daddy was a judge, and with that last name Zimmerman, either he was of direct German or Ish descent. But there are things I don't know what to believe with the Trayvon Martin case, because it's almost like that was some sort of sacrifice. Because I had found there was something that just made me wonder, was he alone in that? But yeah, he was already triggered. He was already stirred. His woman had kind of put him out the house. People don't talk about that. She ain't mentioned that stuff in the courtroom with him because she was on white code. She was on Caucasian code, regardless of what was in his DNA ancestry. And that's what some of these people up in here, even those who claim to be biracial, I know what I'm talking about. They're white enough. With some of the comments that they're making and stuff, they're white enough. Very much white identified. And when you like this, where to a point, I still, white people may get on my nerves, but I ain't cool with just, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not like that. And that's why I don't want us to become like that. But yeah, and I've talked about this, like when I was the one bringing to people's attention what the initial feminist movement or the suffragist movement was about. It wasn't about we as women, we want to prove, we are equal to men. No, they wanted to prove white women that they were equal to white men, or they were on the same level, if you will, when it came to being of a higher intelligence than the black men. They were ticked off that black men, Tariq Nasheed, knew nothing about this and was saying nothing about this. And it was after that he started celebrating Ida B. Wells, being that she went against these. Yeah, but the suffragist movement, they were pissed off that black men got the right to vote before them. Just Pearly things ain't gonna talk about them. That, since you talk about women voters. Yeah, and he's just still we complaining about tethers. Zimmerman is still walking around. Still walking. And how long? And every time he looked up, even after he was found, even after he got off, just still just poking and provoking and starting shit. Making headlines, doing stuff for attention. Well, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, this, I don't know what the rest of it. This is crazy. But this goes to show, like, even with that old woman, they got the potential. With that, the perfect neighbor, she knew exactly what she was doing. And that's the thing. What's really sick is that with that woman, she wanted to make the children, and I was so sad watching that when the daddy had to tell that their mommy, like, she's not coming back. And not only did she ruin the lives of the children, directly affected, that woman's children, but all them kids, black and white, all them kids. Did you notice, if y'all watched that? Okay, in the beginning, the footage that they showed in the beginning, when she would call the police, you'd hear kids, they were playing, they were all outside. But it was like after that, it was just quiet. Like she just straight up messed up the childhood. She just straight up took their innocence. Not just the children of that woman, but all them children in that neighborhood, in that community. She took their innocence. Yeah. They all gonna pay. Oh my goodness. They all gonna pay. For real. But this here. Oh my goodness. I'm like at a loss for words. And they had the caucasity to record this. They recorded this. I'm like wanting to tell myself, okay, maybe this is just something created to stir, but this is real. These hits are real. Everything that's happening in this footage is real. It's not AI. It doesn't look like any sort of acting.
Now where could we hide about that?
And these are more than likely teenage girls.
That also. What is you finna do?
Oh my God, Abraham.
You try to leave this house, bitch, and I'm gonna drag you by your hair, bitch. Audrey, talk all that shit that you was talking over the phone. Talking now.
Yeah, I don't even want to. Yeah, and they doing stuff like doing drops on her, like wrestling moves and stuff like that, while she laying on the bed, incapacitated, under the influence, and this person, they just hitting her in the head, which will end up more than likely increasing her seizure activity. And supposedly she was pregnant at this time. This is crazy. They knew even that she had epilepsy. They knew how she would get drinking, That's why, I know personally. They knew, oh my goodness. This is crazy. That's what I'm saying. And I can't get with this FBA rhetoric. No, we ain't, no. We ain't like them. We ain't like them. We ain't like them, y'all. No. Hell no. Hell no. This is crazy. This is crazy. Look at this.
That's when I put my finger on the trigger.
No, they not like us, and we not like them. Hell no. This is the real. They not like us, but they trying to make you believe with this FBA that we have more in common with a damn Donald Trump and the some white American Republican so-called conservatives than our brothers and sisters in the continent.
Or was a beloved grandfather murdered in self-appointed justice?
That there was only one aggressor on May 7th.
Wow. Well, y'all, I just wanted to, this is on Impulse. I am pissed off right now. I'm seriously, I am mad right now. Wait, hold on. I can't even, I'm trying to click out and I can't. I am seriously triggered. I don't even know if I can listen to the rest. I am so pissed off. I am so like, oh my gosh. This is, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nah. And also, like with the sister, whoever the sister was, that was attacked like that. You see, this goes to show also the animosity against, and they feel they can do this stuff like against these white females have with black women. It is really strong. Like when I was talking about that Jennifer Chapton. Do you know this trick? I can show y'all the proof. She was married to she married a black man. Do you know? Well, I had showed Fran Brown, I think, behind the scenes. I showed her. But she actually, through her guy's Facebook, was lying on saying, I like men now. I'm gay. I like men. Through who was her husband. And then he had to come in and check her ass on another Facebook page. But yeah, she hanging with Tommy Sotomayor and some, talking against black women, and you would think that, oh, she's down for the brothers. She married a black man, right? But she was on Facebook. On Facebook, I was like, peep this, look at this. On Facebook, lying on her guy and his family, his fans and family on Facebook, like, are you okay, dude? Talking about, oh, I'm a cheater, this and that, and I like men. She's going through his Facebook page, posting lies on him like this is what he said. So he came in there. I can show y'all the screenshots. I'll show, but let me not be messy. That was a couple of years ago, though. Or that was over a year ago. And he had to called her out her name, the man that she married. Because she's psycho. Wait, y'all may not know what I'm talking about. But those who know, they know. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let me go and get out of here, y'all. So I will talk with y'all later. No. No, my husband came back in full of stuff. Thank you for giving me some coffee. Oh my goodness. Now my husband just came. He's like, oh, why you getting off when I come here? I said, I gotta calm down. How am I gonna calm down? Yeah, we gotta take a break from the internet, y'all. We gotta take a break from social media. I'm not gonna calm down now. Oh goodness. Why did I see that? Why did I see that? Why did I watch that? And then I come up in here and try to trigger y'all, get y'all triggered with me. Lord. Oh goodness. All right. Oh, glad it got me some. So, okay. All right, let me get out of here, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and love, family.